And hey, while we're at it, same topic, kind of related. If you're running for president and you're a fascist, like, go ahead, use the original artwork from the meme, like with the anti-Semitic Star of David on the thing. Did you see the thing? I missed the whole thing, but there was a thing. Oh, there was Trump did another meme, like the last one. He just finds him, and then he's like indisputably like. He has no help with his Twitter account. He has no staff.
I have to say, I think he does. I think this is all. It can't be that unpremeditated.
Well, there's a scary thing because you read sometimes articles about his strategy about how he tests stuff. He uses the internet to test stuff. So if that were true, what if there were multiple tiers to his testing? So, like, what if he did have people, like, posting crazy, like, anti-Semitic, like, racist shit into, like, super right-wing, like, message boards, seeing how it played with the Hustler magazine crowd, then, like pumping a little air into it and bumping it up, subreddit by subreddit, and then all of a sudden he throws it out there, and everyone's like, these statistics are all wrong about black people in crime, and he's like, oh, sorry about that. Like, I know this won't blow up in my face because it's been, like, built up on, like, layers of sediment. I don't know. But whatever the case is, he tweeted a meme. He tweeted a meme. It was, like, historic Hillary, and like, whatever. She's made history, and then there was her head cut out, not cut off, cut out, like, and there was like over just a big pile of money. It was just money in the background, and then there was a big red Star of David. No matter how you slice it, just a big red Star of David, and inside the Star of David it said,
most corrupt ever.
Yeah, something like that.
Most corrupt candidate ever.
Something like that. It was like the 20% more beef kind of like starburst thing. The star was a Star of David, and. And then people were like, "What the fuck? Like, holy shit!" And then they deleted that and like switched it, and it was a red circle. And then everyone was like, "You could still see 2 of the 6 points from the star underneath peeking out from under the red circle." I don't know. As I overheard a lady say in a candle store once, "Amaze-a-balls."
Amaze-a-balls.
Amaze-a-balls. I guess she's only seen it in print, the word. Amaze-a-balls. She thought it was Italian. She had what you'd call personality. So, yeah, well, what those 2 things lead. So if you're going to kill a little girl, bury her shallow. If you're going to run for president and be a Nazi, to have Hitler's speeches next to your bed and fucking start tweeting those anti-Semitic tweets. There's no other reason to become president as a fascist other than to see if we can get this started again. Britain's ready. Let's get the Wayback Machine going. 1932. That's when we start making money, by the way.
Who does?
America during fucking big ass wars because we've gotten so good at manufacturing.
No, but that presumes that we're like the non-interventionist country that scores after the war has already run its course.
No, isolationist America during World War II, fucking cha-ching.
Yeah, but we're not isolationist anymore at all.
We're gonna be. We're building a wall.
We're currently at war with the rest of the universe right now.
That's another way of saying isolationism, fighting a war on all fronts.
Rethink that sentence.
Why am I on trial? There's a Nazi running for president. Focus on him.
He's not a Nazi. He's not Hitler. He's Mussolini. He's a blowhard asshole.
A regular segment on this show is Jeff's surprisingly pro-Hitler thoughts.
Pro-Hitler. I'm saying, look, he had some good ideas. Hear him out. Listen to him. No, as Proops points out on one of his podcasts, Smartest Man in the World, it's like Hitler had a plan. He wasn't just fucking winging it. Like Mussolini was more of kind of a winging it and just appealing to the lowest common denominator.
Let's not praise Hitler just because Trump hasn't been elected yet. I'm sure Trump can fucking come up with a plan. Like it's hopefully in a post-Hitler world we're getting a little bit in the way. Like there's more people going and there's more internet. We're going like, are you about to be a Hitler? And he's like, no, I'm huge.
Saying that Trump is a low-level Hitler is not praising Hitler. It's not.
I'm saying, well, who cares who's praising Hitler or praising Trump or whatever? The important thing is that fascist dictators, they are. It's like when you put your bread out on a counter. Like, is the mold that grows on it a genius because it found the bread? It's like, like opportunity breeds fascism. Like when countries are laid low, when the economy's fucked, when cultures start to shift so fast that there's a huge section of the population that's like kind of getting disoriented and starting to worry. Like they revert to this instinct for authoritarianism. And even in history class, it was like it was like economic depression, recession, all these things. It's a potting soil for dictators. In particular fascists who want to nationalize everything, and they want to block. They pick a scapegoat and they go like, "What about these guys? How come they're making so much money?" And or they're coming in and they're eating all our food stamps or whatever. You pick somebody, and you go like, "What if we all?"
Think about people eating food stamps. It's like just because we're called food stamps doesn't mean they're actual food.
No, it's just another reason to build a wall even higher, man. The important thing to know is that like when we have these conversations, we're like, you gotta hand it to him, or like, it's working. It's like it's working because of us. Like we need to like really make sure that we don't blow this story off after he loses the election and there's crazy like race gangs running out in the streets going like, I don't know, I got all amped up about this. I guess I don't care about politics no more. Bing bong. I'm still unemployed. We need to understand like it's us. It's like that guy with the orange guy with the hair. He's, as Spencer points out, has been running for president for 38 years. Like he's like in one form or another, he's always been saying, someone pay attention to me. And then that birther thing started happening. It's like, it's an opportunistic infection. You have a gaping wound on your arm as a country, as we all are worldwide. Like the economy is like, we're in vulnerable places. And so it's happening, this sentiment. It's like I don't want these people with the towels and these things with the browns and they're taking the jarbs and they're thinking the taxes and the things, and why can't we have more guns? And they want the wall around the thing and they put the wall in the thing. Why can't we do that? It's like it's starting. It's like those rumbles of like it's gonna turn into it could turn into ugliness. Could turn into ugliness. But what was it? Wait. Here's the thing. This is the thing that terrified me when I was putting on my pants today. My dick is huge. I was thinking, like, and this is going to sound like a bit, but it's like, as far as the ratio between how much like a bit it sounds and how actually scary I think it is, it's like, I've never said anything with this high a ratio. I'm not even sure how to phrase the question. What percentage of like Hitler being able to come into power, like what percentage of it do you think might have been your average like kinda on the bubble, like constantly putting his foot in his mouth, straight white like Jim Belushi, Dan Harmon kind of like I was always offended, like, because I just found myself thinking while I was putting on my pants, like heard something else that Trump said, or was thinking about that Star David thing, and I was like, the thought went through my head of like, well, it's good to know I'm not as racist as somebody. You know, like it's good to know I'm not the biggest fucking doofus in the world. Yeah. And I was like I'm back. Like in the 90s, being feminist, for instance, was as easy as expecting more from women. It changed over the years. It's like you were like, you go, girl. That was like a fucking like, you were like, yeah, you can do it. It was like things change, and then you get like so I wonder how many people are like with the Trump phenomenon, I wonder if that was something that could happen in like Germany, like back in those days where people were like, oh, finally somebody that makes me sound like I like Jews. Like finally my daughter will stop rolling her eyes at everything I say at the dinner table. You know, I was like, I had this shudder. I was like, wait, is that the fucking tyranny? Is that what it is? Is that the wildfire that catches fire and burns up King's Landing? Like, it's the actual, just like, it's the oxygen, it's the styrofoam peanuts, it's the shit that coats the film in Inglourious Bastards. It's the actual accelerant isn't like the fucking like hard. It takes work to be a fucking redneck stump humping fucking like active like racist where you're like, I'm gonna hit you with a stick because of your color. Like, geez, that guy is committed. What about the fucking mob around that person that's like I know that's bad and I want to be liked. I know that's bad and I don't want to be a bad person. I don't know. Like what is the phenomenon that might happen? You know, like we have to be on guard against that, because like I just like feel that in my soul. Like, there's these things eating away at the edges where I'm like, why am I trying so hard? Why do I try? Why? Well, they're you know, and it's like there's important answers to those questions we all have to ask. So when you put on your pants next time, please join me at these heights of thought. Just asking the specific question. I just want to recap the question. How many people in pre-Nazi Germany do you think were a little bit like that became Hitler supporters, were anti-Hitler in their conversation, but then in some weird caloric valve part of them were like, they were like, oh, that guy's a goofball. He'll take all the pressure off me. You know,
at that time, there was a lot of parties vying for power, and the Weimar Republic was falling to pieces, and there was all these provisional...
There were so many parties vying for power that they had to call it the Weimar Republic. Because they were like, vying is like, all right, keep going. Schraub hasn't been here, and like, come up.
But there was a bunch of asshole meathead bully thugs that were running around with brown shirts on and kicking everybody's ass and blaming the economy, because the economy was fucked. There was this giant depression going on, and they're blaming it all on foreigners, which is what you see going on in all over Europe, also here. And then at some point, I think like when this certain really radical party starts saying like, we'll kick your ass if you don't agree with us that Jews are the problem and all this shit, and like really extreme stuff. I think a lot of people are like, look, I would just like the economy to get back on track, and we'll start following anybody that really has answers to getting the economy going, which is all baloney. It's all complete bullshit. It's not as simple as immigration, like or leaving the EU. It's like it's crazy talk. But I think people want simple answers when the economy is fucked and they're working class people, and they will listen to lunatic billionaires who say like, I'm on your side. They're not fucking on your side. They have nothing to do with you. They don't even know who you are. Also, everything they're saying, it makes no sense at all. The answer is, will average people start becoming okay with radical ideas? Yes, absolutely. They do, and what's happening all over the world right now in major democracies, including ours, and all over like France and England, like fascism, right-wing extremism, racism is on the rise. And
there's swastikas all over,
absolutely,
all over, and it's the places that are collapsing first. The banks are closing. Well, then there's a swastika like 5 feet from there, you know, like in Greece and stuff. Like the National Socialism is, yeah.
The average person in Germany didn't hate Jews, but the average person was okay with like kind of going along with the flow, and also there was also Germany was a huge country full of different neighborhoods that believed in different things, followed different parties. Also, at some point, fear comes into it. The idea that speaking up for what you believe actually becomes illegal. And that's the scary thing, is that right now we're still we can still talk shit about Trump and talk shit about what the direction things are going, and it can still be comedy. That might go away before too long. Like, that's the real danger. Is that it's actually illegal.
Certainly, if you're out in the fringe and you're, for instance, painting, I don't know if that lady who was painting Trump with a little dick or whatever, and some guy runs up.
Public enemy number one.
Yeah. I mean, it's like if you, and it's like so so what's the takeaway? I think it's that in the coming years, I don't think that Trump is going to get elected, but I
don't think that you should be that comfortable saying that. I think it's very, very likely.
Jesus Christ!
Because
well, okay, put a pin in that. But
people hate Hillary so much for whatever their reasons are, right or wrong. People despise her and will vote against somebody for whatever they believe about her, and they will also vote for this incredible quack. They will vote for him.
Well, I think the easy thing to say, though, is disregard what you think the results of the election might be, because in either case, like, what's clear from this process, like this fat orange manic bullet that shot or squirted out of a volcano, it represents like magma underneath, and it's not. Well, this is where my lack of a geology degree will probably break this metaphor down, but it doesn't mean oh look at that really scary volcano that we have to deal with. Oh, it seems to have gone dormant. Like that's why I really want people to understand it starts with hero worship. It's in politics. It starts with this idea that we're waiting for somebody to, lead us or say the right things, or how the president's office is like so important and valuable, and it changes so much, and that's why we need the right person in that office. And if we could do and that really noble thought ends somewhere with like somehow you're making a pact with the devil where you're like, well, I'm not worth anything and I can't do anything and all this stuff. And then we're in this really dangerous time where we finally, for the first time, we've gotten this voice, like this first generation, to be raised in front of a keyboard with a blinking cursor in front of it. They've mastered the hashtag and the linguistic acrobatics that represent like not getting all fucking bent out of shape when a girl says she just wants to be friends. Like they're advancing the species like by leaps and bounds because they're able to interface with machines and psychologically keep a lid on shit. However, like the scary thing about that is that now we're all just like we're talking about what's right and what's wrong, and I hope we don't tailspin into like, oh man, did you see that racist TV show last night? Yeah, that was so racist. Did you hashtag it? Yeah, I did. While this shit continues to happen, it's like push may come to shove at a certain point, and it may not be the people that are saying the most eloquent, most progressive sounding things that are the people who, at the bottom line of it all, are just people who want the power to leave the hands of the few and go into the hands of the many. You may have to fight fucking fascism with anarchy. I don't know what else you fight it with. I put water on a fire myself. And the fact that anarchy to us means explosions and chaos is part of a 70-year indoctrination that started with like, let's make that word mean terrorism. It doesn't. It means no hierarchy. It means nobody has a right to tell you what to do. We may have to. It's always scary, the spattering of applause, because it means that what I hear is the silence between each. It was like oh, Harmon said something really specific last night. Got that weird Chinese checkers applause. Yeah, but guys with bowler hats going, heard you loud and clear, blokey, matey, milky, welly well.
But our low level anarchism, the idea that we hate being told what to do, that the absence of rule doesn't mean chaos. It shouldn't mean that. No, it doesn't.
Anarchy doesn't mean no, it does not mean like stirring shit up. It doesn't have to. Anarchy means you don't think you have a right to tell other people what to do. You don't really respect their right to tell you what to do. You don't really see that you may see that as a way to put out a fire, or get health insurance, or get shit done, keep people from getting hurt in a crowd situation, but it's not an inherent need. You don't believe that people are these animals that, left to their own devices, are going to start running around and doing fucked up shit unless there's an elite class that pays themselves to do nothing but think about how we should be mitigated. You just think that shit works the way it works,
and the idea that right now, whether you like Hillary or you hate Trump or like Trump or hate Hillary, like whatever the fuck you think, or if you're a Bernie supporter and you're all disappointed about that, the idea that one human being is going to come along and make everything okay is crazy. It's really adolescent and really dumb. The idea that we need leadership from one person holding one office that used to be a shit fucking gig, a low-paid crap clerical gig in our constitutional government. It's really crazy. But right now, wouldn't we be really happy if anybody came along that could put a thoughtful sentence together and not irritate us? That's the danger of what's going on right now with this. It's going to be Hillary and Trump, and we're going to just go like, oh, I just wish somebody could talk, and I would like to hear them finish the goddamn thought. And that's horrifying. We shouldn't care about one person's fucking ideas. There should be a gigantic consortium of people getting together. Communities should fucking operate together. Families should operate together.
Well, we have the tools to do it right now, and like this is a generation that's actively they're figuring out how to do that stuff. And I think that the next step, maybe it's not even thinking like waiting for some prophet to arise and like switch things. It's like it actually is just like, oh shit, we got these apps, we got this internet, we got it going. We can think and act locally, and we can give unto Caesar what is Caesar's. Because just instead of just letting we just came off.
But I think all we're doing right now is voting for the next best Caesar. Like everybody is like
I know, but we don't. We could. There are some people in this audience that watch The Voice and American Idol, but they also watched Community. They can.
Dan, that's not true.
It means that you can say, like, when I'm interested in who's going to be the best singer in this season of the Best Singer show, I don't necessarily have to let that thought process trickle down into how I pass the salt to my friend over dinner. I don't have to, like, when they go, could you pass me the salt? I go, I don't know. How good are you at asking for passing the salt? Those glasses, like, don't look good on you. I think that smart look is stupid. Why don't you take them off and ask for the salt? All right, now give me a high C. I'd like the salt there. Now that's what I'm talking about. Now you've earned my salt because I watch American Idol. No, you can watch American Idol and you can go, that's for that. You can elect a president and go, that's a person that if a Supreme Court justice dies, they have the power to not, there are certain things that are important that we're voting for these people for, but it doesn't have anything to do with whether your street has potholes on it and all that shit. I'm old and I'm busy, so good luck. But I do think, it's like what if we did enter an age when we were just voting for the least offensive person? What if that was their job? And they didn't, and then what if you built from the ground up, you built this sort of there was a word for it, and there was a phrase for it, and it was anarchy because it didn't have leadership, because it didn't need it, because it did take advantage of technology faster than these people at the top could, and so that they found themselves in the most powerful position in the world, but it was in charge of a fucking slab of marble that couldn't be cracked, couldn't be lifted, and couldn't be moved. That they're like, I'm on top of it, kind of lonely up here, and windy. I get to jump off in 4 years or stay on for another 4. And the people that don't fuck up get to stay up there, and we're down here going we figured it out. It has to do with on a molecular level going I think our biggest challenge right now is we've been so stoked about how much cleaning needs to be done around the apartment that you ever get one of those tantrums where you're like, fuck all this shit, fuck it, shit. It's you're just throwing away Bibles and new pens, and money. I'm going to take a fistful of pennies, and you're like, fucking pennies, fucking pennies. When you're cleaning your office or whatever, and you're it's fucking it's just it brings this rage out in you that is against clutter, and you're I want to simplify my life. I think we've hit the peak of that with the whole woke kind of thing, where we're calling out racism, we're calling out negative thought, we're exposing we're what the fuck has this person ever done for me? Another person that turns out to hate women, no big surprise. And it's and everything has to go in the garbage right now because we're cleaning out our space. But we are going to have to get to a point where if that space is going to be of any use, we're going to have to be well, not everything that goes in this room needs to be the Mona Lisa, because this isn't a museum. This is an office or a living room or a parlor. My friend has some regressive thoughts about women. he hasn't scratched that off on his bingo card yet. He's really, really like super amazing about race. He really hates women. Like, I'm not gonna just record him over lunch and then post it on Facebook and expose him as a thing. Like, I'm gonna actually work with him and kind of polish him like a stone, like with my water, I'm gonna and strangers that I find out are regressive, are ignorant, and because they haven't talked to as many people that look like me yet, I'm gonna do something really difficult, which is I'm just gonna have this be this billboard for people that this person has never talked to, and I'm gonna make every experience a positive one, or I don't know what the fucking definition is, but it's it's way harder than finger pointing and shaming and chanting and pushing down another pillar and watching another thing that was resting on it collapse. I think that we've got a good 6 months left of that before it gets aren't we just, when the guy running one of the two people running is just this turd person, he's not going to do anything with that rubble. He's not going to go, thank you very much, and now I'm going to take that and we're going to build a big monument to women with it. He's not going, he's going to go let's make missiles with this rubble. It's going to be up to us how we interior decorate the nation. We should do it. We'll do it on the moon. Maybe Elon Musk will, after his cars kill people, maybe we can merge with him and he'll give us a.
Right before you said just do it on the moon, the original joke premise of this podcast was let's find like-minded people and colonize another place and make things okay. We're gonna have to start making colonies of like-minded people here and actually let that become revolutionary.